Hi, Coach. Just to start off, opening statement.
It's a great day to be a Lander Bearcat. I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah, I think you got to start by talking about North Georgia. You know, I talked to Buffy when they came down for the banquet on Friday night, and I told her, it seems like for the last 3 or 4 years, it's the two of us every year. And I told her I thought she's done a great job. She looked at what she lost last year, 3 of the most complete players in the conference, and to come back. From what I understand, I don't think there's a senior on the team, a very young team. And to get right back what they did again, it was just one of those things you knew from the beginning of the year it was going to come down to this day with these two teams. And we had to come out. They come out firing. We're down 8-0 to start the game. Julianne Sutton is maybe the most difficult matchup we've coached against in a long, long time. You look at Abby Franklin. You know, she always seems to get loose with threes in the conference tournament. So just proud of our girls for coming and playing a great game. I don't know what the final stats were. I know we were out rebounding at halftime, which was massive because they're one of the best rebounding teams in the country. So a great defensive team to come out, put 76 points up after a slow start was a great effort. You look at the job that Tabitha Daly, Jessica Harris, Zamaya Passmore. I thought those 3 just charged through the tournament with strong leadership, and that's how you win championships is players showing up and making tough plays like they consistently did.
You talked about the slow start, for an 8-0 run for them to open the game, a 9-0 run to start the second half. What did it take for your team to weather those 2 storms in two very different situations?
I thought North Georgia came out playing harder than we did. And so we didn't talk long term. We just said, hey, on the next possession, we're going to be the hardest playing team on the floor and try and carry that forward. And that was kind of the challenge to them is it's early in a game. You never win or lose a game early, but it was certainly not the start you want in a game like this. So we just talk about focus on your defense, focus on your rebounding. We believe if we could get the game up and down, it would open up a little bit of the offense for us.
And you know, of course, with Tabitha being named the MVP of the tournament, you know, just what you see for her in these last 2 games here.
If you look at a few games leading up to the conference tournament, she'd struggle a little bit, and then you look at the games before that, and she'd carried us for a long, long time. First Lander player, I believe, to get 4-time Peach Belt Player of the Week. We rode her back for a long time as we were kind of finding out who we were, what our identity was, and then she kind of hit a little bit of a lull, and the rest of the team picked her up. Michaela Conjay, Miriam, you know, 2 emerging young post players really picked her up. Coming to the tournament, we said, hey, Tad, you got to put it behind you. Like, it just focused on the confidence because she's such a good player. She got us here. And our challenge to the good players was get your shots up. And you can't worry about how many you make and how many you miss. You just got to get the volume in. And if I lose with our best players taking the most shot attempts, then we'll go home and say, hey, we gave it our best shot. But that's just been our message to them. And I thought Tab did a great job of coming out in these games and asserting herself from the beginning of the game.
And, you know, Tabitha and Jessica, you know, what does it mean for you guys as seniors to, you know, cap your senior careers with a tournament championship?
It means a lot. Like, we didn't think we would be here after 4 years. Like, it was pretty hard, but nothing is easy in life. So we stayed here, kept competing, and working, and in the end, we got the results.
Jess, you guys, you and Tab have been part of this game. This is the 3rd time you've been in this game, and the first 2 didn't go your way. What was, obviously there's always motivation to win a championship game and to win a game where you're playing for regional hosts, but what was it like to kind of put those 2 aside and focus in on today's game and getting the result you wanted?
It was like, just like you said, like we put them aside. We didn't come in, you know, telling the freshmen like we need this game. We came in like it's a regular game, you know, treated the same, treated like every game we've ever played, because we want to win every game. And that's pretty much how we handle every game.
Kevin, the 2 next to you have won 100 games in their careers, and that's incredibly difficult to do in college basketball. What have these 2 meant to you throughout their careers, and especially this year when you had so many young players that were just learning what college basketball is like? What did it mean to have those 2 on the roster?
I'll tell you what, that's a tough question to answer. You know, when we recruit kids, we tell them, hey, you're probably not going to like us your first 2 years. It's going to be extremely hard. We're going to push you. There's going to be moments you're not sure if you're going to make it. And we tell them all the time, our recruiting philosophy is you've got to get great 4-year players. Championships are won by the consistent pieces you build around. You can sprinkle a couple transfers in, but you've got to have the core 4-year players. And these are 2 kids we brought in completely different paths. Jessica Harris was one of the very best players in the state of South Carolina. Tabitha Daly was an under-recruited post player who was looking to develop when she got to college. She comes in with 181 points after her sophomore year, and the kid scores 1,000 points. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So it talks to you about how hard she's worked, and there were moments she was ready to say, hey, I can't do this, and she kept fighting, she kept working. And her path has been unbelievable. And you have Jessica Harris who, you know, she came in and we had to convince her just how talented she was, because she passed the ball and she didn't want to shoot the ball. And we kept telling her, hey, she can finish the sentence. We're a better team.
When I shoot.
And we said that to her every day for 2 years till we could get her to shoot the basketball. And just what they've done, and you're talking about two great students. Two people who are going to be in the community doing community service. They're everything you could ever hope for in a four-year student athlete.
Kevin, just the reason why the men were able to play at home in this tournament was because of your team, what you guys accomplished to win the regular season. Just what has Drew told you about, about getting them that opportunity, and then obviously taking the one that you had too?
That he owes me a very expensive bottle of bourbon. So I can't say enough about Drew Richards. Should have been Coach of the Year, picked 8th or 9th in the league and finishes 3rd. And I hope everybody out there is paying attention right now, because the man comes in, changes just the culture in such an amazing way, and gets everybody believing, and takes this team to a conference championship. So him and I've joked all year. He's like, from the beginning of the year, hey, you got to win. We really would like to play the conference tournament here. And so I will say it was a relief, because these kids, I don't think people understand, they led wire to wire. And that's a hard thing to do. There's a pressure that comes with it. And I think a lot of people overlook that. Not so much for the freshmen, but 2 people here trying to get a championship ring. I think there was just a massive relief for them when they won the regular season, and then they freed up and they came out and they really performed in the conference tournament. But kind of back to the question, I'm very happy for Drew. I'm glad all we did was take care of our business, and then Drew and his staff and his team did an amazing job of capitalizing on that opportunity.
Sounds good.
Thank you, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.